All right, why don't we start off with your word of the day? Now, this one's interesting. Anchored.
Yeah.
What's anchored?
Anchored. We're anchoring the market to earnings right now. I think we have a lot of noise, right? But when we get to earnings season, especially out of the big dogs, this is where we see if we're going to continue a trend higher or we got some shaky ground.
All right. What do you make of what some people are calling froth in the market? It looks like it might be the reemergence of the meme stock trade, and we were hitting on this earlier. The S&P high beta ETF hitting its all-time high, outperforming the market this month.
Yeah. So I'm not sure we have a trend here, but we start every quarter so far this year with a ton of volatility. The tariff talk keeps coming in, that noise keeps coming in, and yet we finish each quarter super strong. Now we're beginning strong again with all-time highs. So my expectation, volatility, probably here in the front end, middle part of the quarter, we'll see how those tariffs and all that noise actually impacts things, but looking good for a strong finish.
So if we start with volatility, why is that leading people to make what could be riskier bets? If you're going to these more market-sensitive names and we see a tariff announcement, the market goes down, like it's just a riskier move.
Yeah, that's the psychology behind this. You know, we're constantly throwing this noise at people here in the beginning of quarters, only to find ourselves, hey, you know, it wasn't as bad as we thought, right? That tariff talk, we're pulling back on that. We're right back to where we were previously, and then you get earnings coming in, which have not been bad. But you want to look at the forward guidance here to see, hey, are companies being a little, coy about where they think things are going?
All right, speaking of earnings, one of the biggest laggards on the NASDAQ and on the S&P, it's NXP. They reported earnings. This is a chip player a lot in the auto space. Your pick for us is in the chip space.
Yeah.
Are you concerned that the chip trade is now, it's always been cyclical, but is becoming just a bit more volatile?
More volatile. Hey, we've seen the big players pull back pretty dramatically. NVIDIA is no surprise to see volatility there. But my pick is indeed chips. I think if you're looking at the AI revolution, you just don't know where this ends, right? We're going to continue to see chips being manufactured, chips being designed for the foreseeable future.
All right, so your pick's ARM. Why ARM right here? Like, why not NVIDIA when we know, we don't know, but there's a good chance there's another chapter of business being unlocked in China. There's a lot of other names out there.
Absolutely. Well, for one, I still like NVIDIA, and I like pairing these two together, actually. But with ARM, you have a chip designer, not a manufacturer. You have this in your mobile devices from Qualcomm over to Apple. It's in pretty much every small handheld device, and you're going to continue to see cycle after cycle after cycle of smartphones being created. So I think it's a nice pairing with your chip manufacturers.